South32 produces aluminium, coal, manganese, nickel, silver, lead and zinc.
Yep, that's all the portfolio stuff that BHP Billiton spun out and listed separately in May of 2015. So it's been on the market for just over a year on its own.
Market cap here, 102.2 billion rand, no PE ratio and no dividend
This is amazing. It's the first time we've ever talked about it on HotStocks, and we talk often about companies that have got 102 million rand market cap. This thing is 102 billion rand.
Let's have a look at the share price graph before we go any further then.
So that'll just reflect that sort of 1 year or thereabouts. So it came out at a pretty, unattractive time, but it's looking a little bit better, sideways-ish.
Gerbrand, let's get a sense of how you've been playing this one.
Yeah, we haven't actually got in yet, and I think it's just a mistake from our side, but we're doing lots of research on it at the moment. But if you look at this, I think on the pro side, the balance sheet has no debt on it. So they inherited from Billiton with no debt. Most of these assets are not first-tier assets like the Billiton's own. It's mostly second-tier assets, some first-tier, but mostly second-tier assets. So from that perspective, you would prefer some first-tier assets. There's a bit of silver in here, which is very interesting at the current prices and so forth. So it's the best silver play from a South African perspective that you can actually go for, and they're making lots of money on that front at the moment. They cut down on the manganese side, etc. But balance sheets, the positive here, second-tier assets probably the negative here. But all of these companies are at the moment production numbers down about 5% across the board. And over time that will correct the commodity prices. So it doesn't look expensive. It's under a price to book of 1 as well. So interesting asset.
Paul, any appetite for South32?
Well, that is an interesting company, headquartered in Perth, but with significant operations here, the old South African head office downtown, central Joburg. The assets you'll be familiar with are, yes, those manganese, which is of course used in steel. All those hillside, bayside, Moselle,
but these are the
aluminium smelting
assets
operations.
that you were referring to, Gerbrand.
Yeah, I think some of those local South African coal assets,
yep.
The manganese assets, and also the aluminium smelters in Mozambique and on Bayside, etc. I think it's about second-tier assets in the mining world.
So second-tier means that the production costs
yeah,
are
I think it's a bit high on the cost curve,
yeah.
etc. The Worsley and so forth aluminium production and aluminium side in Australia, I think, is first-tier assets, etc. So you got a bit of a mixed bag on some of these commodities.
Hot or not?
I'll say not hot. I mean, they've had their first full year of trading. There's a trading update out this morning, so go and have a look at it in a little bit more detail if you are interested. But I think it's interesting, but not hot for me.
Gerbrand?
Yeah, I'll go for hot again.
You're going for hot.